Diddy's story just got a whole lot more disturbing. Jamie Foxx is acclaiming Diddy of poisoning him and attempting to murder him. In addition to Jay-Z, quote unquote, being framed by Diddy to take the light against him and the heat away from Diddy. This is an interesting story. You guys got to check this one out. The music industry is falling right before our very eyes.
I do want to switch gears and talk about this breaking news just happening tonight that involves both Jay-Z and Diddy now. This is an amended complaint accusing Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. This is a new civil filing, and we see the anonymous accuser here alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an MTV Music Video Awards after party. This lawsuit was originally filed in October, just today refiled to include Jay-Z. I mean, let's start with the basics here. What are you learning about this? What is standing out to you?
Well,
now, for it to be refiled, and I can see you guys are going to see the next video after this, they're believing that Jay-Z was named and Diddy paid for someone to include Jay-Z's name in the lawsuit, and this is a crazy stretch. Rappers are believing that Puffy paid for Jay-Z's name to be included to take heat away from him. Now, I would say it's plausible, but I would say it's not. And the main reason it's not is because Puffy isn't the only person that's been accused of doing some heinous acts. Doesn't make it true, but it's always been Hov right beside him, Jay-Z. You've always heard rumors about Jay-Z doing this and Jay-Z doing that. And what's interesting is he had a response ready before damn near the allegation came out. Some people saw Jay-Z's response before they saw the allegation. Does that make you guilty? No. Does that mean that you're on top of your game and you have experience? It could. But I do not believe that Puffy would set Jay-Z up, dirty up his name, if he's a long-term ally.
what is standing out to me is she was very specific about several things. She describes the house, she describes the driveway, she describes the exact assault, what happened. She talks about various stages of things that occurred. And I think that this is good because this way it can either be corroborated or not corroborated. So she's painted herself in a corner.
Why add Jay-Z now? If this originally was filed back in October, why not do it then?
Very interesting question. I think, we're seeing the same attorney for many of these complainants. And I think we're going to see more and more people added. I think there's a lot that they were looking.
And I believe that they're through intimidation because the lawyers in this game are claiming that intimidation tactics were used. It could be intimidation that was used to prevent Jay-Z's name from being listed, or Jay-Z could just be completely innocent in this. I'm not someone that's just praying and waiting on his downfall, although there's a lot of people saying that it's a deserved downfall. I don't have my opinion in it. It doesn't matter to me anyway, but he could very well be innocent. The problem is, almost nobody believes he is. Almost nobody believes Jay-Z is just innocent, except the super fans. Almost no one believes he's innocent, and I don't believe it's just because he's famous and he's got all eyes on him. It's because rumors stem for a reason. Now, they might not have 100% truth, but even 20% of truth is enough to lead to another rumor. So it's things that had to have been done, or things that had to have been said or experienced, that has led people to believe that he is one of the great villains in hip-hop in America.
Looking to prove, and maybe they didn't quite have what they thought they needed to file against Jay-Z initially.
We always appreciate the insight and time. Jennifer Coffendoffer, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
Why would I, Jason Lee, I'm getting calls.
In case you guys don't know, this was about 3-4 weeks ago. Jason Lee, big podcaster, just content creator as an overall. He sat there and said that he's been getting calls from Jay-Z and his people about some wild rumors and being threatened to take him down. And he went as far as to say, if he ends up dead, it's Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now, I want to know why he started getting those calls about 3-4 weeks before this lawsuit. You know what I'm thinking? He was already reached out. Well, I should say, those that were affected, whether it be lawyers or the victims, they reached out to Jason on the information gotten to him. And he was, as a journalist and a media personality, he had the opportunity to release that information. Somehow Jay-Z and Beyonce found out about it. and told him it wouldn't be wise for him to do so. At least that's what it appears to be from his perspective.
And I haven't even said anything. They ain't called me to go to the Rock Nation brunch. They haven't called me to go to the Gold Party.
To accept being honored.
They
at the
haven't
award
called
show.
me when we offered to honor Jay-Z at the award show. They didn't call me to go to the press conference about striking the deal with the NFL while we were kneeling for Kaepernick. They didn't call me to ask me what I thought about her hair care product. They didn't call me to offer a free bottle of her perfume. I didn't get to go backstage on her tour for the Renaissance. In fact, when the video circulated making it look like I've been chasing her around like a super fan, which I am a super fan, but I chase nobody. Nobody's called me to clear that up. I haven't gotten a delivery of white flowers with a little card from Beyonce. Why is everybody calling me now?
Oh, and you also stopped.
We not gonna even go there. I stopped a major thing for Beyonce. Didn't even get a thank you.
But now everybody's
So
calling.
why is everybody calling me now? Because I'm a fight.
All this is pretty weird. So you also got to see, and I would love to share it on screen about this Jamie Foxx scenario, so you guys got to forgive me because I would get hit. It's a Netflix special. Jamie Foxx said he had a brain bleed and a stroke that left him hospitalized and fighting for his life in 2023. Now, at this comedy special, and please go to Twitter to view it, or Netflix, of course, to view the clip. It's actually on my profile. It says, "I saw the tunnel." This is coming from Jamie Foxx. "I thought it was a devil, or is that Puffy?" Now, mind you, reporters claim that Foxx verified that he went to the FBI to send Diddy to prison after the event at one of his shows last week. So I'm wondering if this is the same show where those rumors and reports came up. But I'm sure you guys have seen at least one or two reports claiming Jamie Foxx and the FBI and Diddy. So it's plausible. And to see Jason Ween come out with this and to hold the secret, and I'm saying that to say this to try to connect them, is that when things go awry in the celebrity industry, especially with hip hop, audience, they really don't find out to the very end. And they really don't find out to those that have been victimized speak out. You see what I'm saying? There are no heroes in this game. There's no one that's going to come out and speak about how you're being abused, extorted, or taken advantage of in any way. You're only going to hear it when it comes from the source. Jamie Foxx, Jason. It's only from the source because they have things so tight-lipped. And they have things set up in a way to make anyone that says anything about them look as if they're crazy. It's a media and PR tactic. Even the way that Jay-Z was saying that he has sympathy for the real victims of the world. It's a genius PR move to try to take away credibility from the current victim that's speaking. These aren't amateurs. They are in the game for 20, 30 plus for a reason. And times like this shows us why. The way that Jay-Z reacts to PR, the way that Beyonce reacts, it tells me why they're in it for so long.
Because I run towards fires and I put them out or I fan the flames. But why is everybody calling me now? And that's the problem that I have with this whole situation. But I am going to save this conversation for Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you're watching. I know you're watching because you got people calling me. Stop having people call me. You can call me yourself. You know how to get my number. You know you got people calling me. Call me yourself because this right here is going to go viral. The way my job works on the internet, everybody's going to be clipping, sharing on TikTok. Watch this. Do your thing, TikTok. Jay-Z and Beyonce is going to see this. I am exhausted with people calling me about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You've never called for anything else, and I haven't even said anything about you yet. And yet I'm getting all these calls. I've gotten more calls over the weekend about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know, I think this is an opportunity to have a bridge and have a conversation about how this thing works, because I'm not a publicist. I am not a...
They want control of any type of narrative. They want control of anyone that has people listening. And that's also used in politics. And that's how you know that Jay-Z and Beyonce have been trained PR-wise in terms of political politics. I mean, in politics as well. Because these people understand how they react. They understand who to make their targets. They understand who controls the hearts and the minds of the people. And whether you might not consider yourself a journalist, people out there do. And that's what matters to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I'm just Jason, okay? And I have opinions about unlocking Hollywood. Remember I said at the top of the show, or somewhere in the show, that I was in love with the entertainment industry until I found out it was Jeffrey Dahmer. This is part of the gnawing at the wrist that the industry does. You know, black excellence, we don't show up for each other like we should. And then when the shit's about to hit the fan or some shit, you think I'm gonna go fan some shit, now you showing up. You know, again, I'm not angry. I'm a little disappointed because as much as I've loved this woman for years, I told you I don't like her as much as I used to. I still love her, but I'm not as super fan like I used to be. You know how much I was I mean, this woman, this is everything. And this together is everything. But is it? I think this is an opportunity to have a conversation because I believe that we as a culture should be very supportive of each other before this stuff happens, so that way our proximity to it can help us tell the real story. That's why we got to be working together to tell our stories. But I will tell you, to the audience, if I do come up missing, all the calls I've been getting have been about him. And listen, I haven't.
And people don't say that just for no reason, especially individuals like Jason Lean, to just go on the camera with a straight face and say, if I go missing, it's Jay-Z. Don't take lightly to that, because that means in those calls, at least 3 or 4 of them said, this is what we gonna do if you don't do this. And for the fact that information like this is floating around just 3 weeks before these allegations, it doesn't really paint a good picture. It doesn't paint a good picture at all. And I want to divert some people's attention to some Twitter posts in the past where this man who was following Jay-Z charter jet, I'm kind of afraid to say this on YouTube. They was following Jay-Z's jet and found out that he was flying from locations in Mexico, and looks like Cuba sometime, to private White House airport ports, like literal government issued airports, like private ports for people to fly in. And constantly flying to and from these, it's worth looking into. This individual's account was banned after tracking it. I don't know what's happening, but these rumors of trafficking and whatnot, there are remnants of these stories.
Had any threatening calls? Nobody has said that they're gonna hurt me, so I want to go on record for that.
City, nigga.
That's them too.
New York. You gon' respect this hustle. Now what you know about that?
That's Puff slapping on Jay-Z's butt. Best buddies, man.
Okay, we got.
So here it is. This is the post y'all waiting for. This was just posted about 2 hours ago. Tony Yayo, a famous rapper, came out and said that he believes that Diddy set up Jay-Z. Diddy set up Jay-Z. He believes that Diddy set Jay-Z up. And he did so to take the heat away from him. Now, there's a couple of reasons, like I said in the beginning, why I don't believe it to be true. But it's interesting, and it helps this story take a strange turn of events.
Had a crazy moment happening right here with this Jay-Z lawsuit. He got tied into the Diddy thing. A lot of people were shocked that he wouldn't just make it go away.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity, but he's gonna face this head on. My question is, you're from Brooklyn. You guys are the New York.
I'm from Queens. He's from
Brooklyn here, baby.
So what do you think about this?
You know what I think happened? I think Diddy paid somebody to say that shit about Jay to get the heat off of himself, because Diddy looking bad out here.
And this is the thing. If Diddy was to do that, there's so many people that's his enemies. He could say 50 Cent. It doesn't make sense to me. Why would you do someone that's genuinely your ally? Someone that invites you to the brunches. Why would he not hit 50? Oh, because people might say, oh, it's not believable. It don't matter. He has plenty of ops. And the only reason I'm saying 50 Cent, because that's one that the general public know about. We have to understand this is an individual that's been in the game for 30, 40 plus years. You can't tell me he can't think of a famous person name to throw under the bus that he don't like. I've only been doing this stuff for 2 years, and I can think of 6 names that I literally don't like in this industry. That's not just condensed to politics. There's people I personally just don't like, and that's the human in us. Nobody likes everybody, and nobody is liked by everybody. But why would he set up his damn friend? Why would he say it's Jay-Z? When Jay-Z is an individual that has the connections, has the money that could help him get out. Jay-Z is a person that he would need to be a friend right now. And I feel like that's deflecting. And I'm surprised to see people like Yayo coming from New York say this. Unless they know something people don't know. And I'll say this. If it is true that Diddy set Jay-Z up, if it is true that he come out with this Jamie Foxx situation and set him up, it will be the most damning story in all hip hop history, in my belief. Because if he was to snitch on Jay-Z, and this is what is unfortunate, let's say he's a friend or an enemy, whatever, he's snitching on someone that he believes have something. If it is him, if they do hear something from the grapevine that he is snitching and putting these allegations on someone, that means he believes that the feds or anyone can find something that's plausible to make it believable. Because Diddy has experience. Diddy has been a celebrity for a long time. He wouldn't throw someone under the bus unless he was fully prepared to.
He's trying to get the heat on Jay.
I never thought like
I
that.
think he paid somebody to put the heat on Jay.
But
Gotta
what-
watch Diddy. He going through a lot right now. Keep it crawling.
What do you think?
I think it sounds like a money grab with that one.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Somebody to extort you, send you a letter, and then you gotta send your lawyers. Sound like extortion.
Yeah,
Where we
they trying to get that bread, man.
Where you from? That's a problem. You can't be ignorant forever, homie. That's not necessarily extortion. It seems like the lawyer gave Jay-Z a few opportunities, and Jay-Z would fought very vehemently about being a John Doe, or whatever. And you can't just sit here and say that. Where you from? It look like extortion. Learn about this. It don't feel like he was extorted. And for him to come out and say that Jay-Z saying that he's just a young man from Brooklyn, from the Brooklyn streets, nigga, you've been rich for too long to say that, and you're too old. You're 55 or something like that. Like, he's obviously using manipulation tactics. And the fact that Hov does this manipulation, it makes people worry about the allegations. But hey, I'm not here to be on the Hov hate train. Honestly, I'll be honest. I'll also be one of the first to say it. I'd rather Jay-Z be innocent, because that's another black person that a young black kid can look up to and say, this is what I can become. I can put the guns down. I can put the drugs down. I can be like Jay-Z. But we don't need false idols. We don't need false idols at all, because it does more to damage us than help us. In our face, they could be helping us, and behind our back, they could be harming us. But I'm not here to join the hate train. I don't need to get hate clout for Jay-Z. But, you know, Hov, it's just very unfortunate. And people, journalists, etc., they have to post news. They can only ignore it for so long. I like Jay-Z music and his lyrics, but I have to bring it out here. I have to bring it all on the table, where it be Donald Trump. If it's legitimate, there's cause of concern, it has to be reported.
And tell TMZ to make sure they use this. Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo. G-Unit. Whoa.
Yo, hey, your name is put out there like that. Like you had the choice to say, hey, you know, I didn't, you know, you could make it disappear.
That's
but
Diddy,
he
man.
didn't. But he didn't. Do you think he, in the end, like he made the right choice here? Because he has powerful lawyers. You know, he's.
I mean, get the lawyers on it,
he
man.
gotta speak up, man. I seen him try to. I seen Jay-Z mention Brooklyn. He said, "Is this a Brooklyn? Brooklyn don't
He
move
did.
like that."
Hey,
he did.
He did.
Don't come for Brooklyn now, Jay. But now Jay, dude, that's Puff trying to set him up.
Hey,
Brooklyn don't move like that.
Brooklyn don't move like that. Though.
I can't.
Mind you, you got to remember that those individuals talking, they were roll with 50 Cent, G-Unit, and G-Unit is, to me, at least publicly, Diddy's greatest antagonist, his greatest op. So I'm stressing again, it doesn't surprise me for him to say that, oh, he's lying, because they're protecting Jay-Z. It appears that Jay-Z is the most powerful one that they are very afraid of anything getting out about. Maybe he's not the one that throw them freaky parties, but he might be the one that got all these stickers on paperwork. Oh, it's crazy. But he goes out to attack Diddy, which is what 50 Cent do. So obviously Tony Yayo is just towing the line. When these people talk, pay attention to who they're allied with, and you'll start being able to predict their next words, I assure you. And that goes for any industry.
In this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why?
And this is how the year started with Cat Williams. It's one of the best ways to also end the year. Cat Williams exposing about Jay-Z. Everyone was shocked. He had no reason to do so. These things are coming out. People got to understand, and those that are in this industry, they understand it. Sometimes these industries, politics, hip-hop, etc., can literally be 6 months to 2 years ahead of the general public. So things that people hear, like I've heard some rumors that I've seen come to fruition. Even in politics, I've seen some rumors that I learned about, and it blew my mind in 2022. In December 2022, came to fruition this year. So sometimes they're a little bit ahead, and it is not unique to the celebrity industry. It's unique to any job field. It's unique to any job field. If you work in the oil industry, you'll understand the ramifications of oil. And if we ever had a problem with oil, you would know before anyone else. If you work in the education system, you would understand the problems with the education system, and you could see or heard about a problem, let's say inside of your school. If you're a teacher for a school and you hear about a allegation, it could be something that you heard rumors of for the last 9 months. It comes true. A teacher gets someone pregnant. Now, those rumors that you heard from the grapevine were true, and that really put you in front of everyone else. That's just how it works. When you have a close vicinity of something, you get to hear about all of its business.
How would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel.
And this is Tory Lanez father, a talented rapper who is currently serving a prison time, and they blaming this prison time sentence on Jay-Z. He's accused of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. But now, after all of these new reports, people have, the easiest way to put it, they're not too trustworthy about the results of it, and people believe that Jay-Z was behind the arrest of him because Tory Lanez is an individual that bought back his masters and flipped the industry on his head. He gained control of his entity and his rights, and was putting other people on game with to do so. And next thing you know,
I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes. Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. Amen. The only independent witness.
Jay-Z isn't to be trusted. You got to understand, Jay-Z is a very big snake. He always finds a way to manipulate artists, or at least it appears to be, against their old management. Megan Thee Stallion had problems with her management. Next thing you know, well, she was talking with Rock Nation. Then she had problems with her management. Rock Nation signed her. Lil Wayne was having problems with his management. Rock Nation was about to sign him. Any artist that you could think of, and I could go on and on. I just don't want to extend this video for no reason. I could think of like 12 to 13 different artists that Rock Nation has put its nose in their business, took them away from their management, signed them, and they end up in a worse situation. This isn't the only time Jay-Z did this. He once convinced Negroes that were getting ready to buy into the NFL. Yes, during the time of the whole don't shoot, kneels down and all that, with the knees down, etc., the Kaepernick days, black men were about to buy into the NFL. Buy in on teams and buy in on the culture and buy in on the decisions. And Jay-Z said, no, wait. We can't do that right now. These white men don't belong, don't deserve our collaboration, don't deserve our money. You won't believe what Jay-Z did 3-4 years later. After he was able to pull all of the black people away and make them lose their interest in investing in the NFL, Jay-Z made sure he was the sole and only Negro individual that partnered with them years later so he could be able to decide what music is played at the Super Bowl and the creatives. It's a real snake. It's a real snake. He makes sure that he gets the biggest piece of the pie. So what Tory Lanez father is saying isn't a stretch.
In this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Ta and Alex Bart.
They met on Saturday before.
They met with our witness. And then the man came back, and I sat in the hallway while he sat with Jody Little, the prosecutors in the LAPD's office. Tell me how there's no fingerprints. My God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today. That Rock Nation, you will crumble. I am an apostle of God. That's right. And you will know who I am.
That's right. Say that, twang. Come on, man.
Harvey Wines.
And we ended with this, Jaguar Wright, which is the individual that went on Piers Morgan, and Jay-Z threatened to shoot Piers Morgan, had him take it down and apologize on air the next day, right, for this interview. Look it up. It's about 2 months ago or so. I actually got it posted on my YouTube. Well, he threatened to sue Piers Morgan his entire network and not her, who's been talking about the Carters for the last, God, 8 years, 12 years. Jaguar Wright's been doing it for a long time. She's a former singer. You can look up her old music and her in the music videos. She comes out to say all these things about Hov. He's never ever once tried to sue her. So now looking into these things after these new allegations, looking at it in a new light, is a night and day difference.
Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter.
Jay-Z. It's Jay-Z. So it's interesting to see where it goes. I really wish I could get that Jamie Foxx story on here, but you guys could check out my Twitter for the Jamie Foxx information, because that would make such a great video. I just know they're gonna flag it. It would have elevated this video times 20. It makes me not even really want to put it out, because I want to put that Jamie Foxx content out there, but I got to work with what I got. I hope you guys enjoy what I have so far with this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so we keep these averages going, man. If you look at my last few videos, the averages went up significantly. So I've been on cloud 9, putting more work into my content and making sure it's extremely enjoyable for you, the viewer. So thank you guys for your time, dedication, and patience.